You should have had a bigger gun there. What's that?
Call Rabbi, you know what he'll tell you? So, I remind you that at this point in the storyline, Abraham is Keneno Hora, 99 years old. He's recuperating from some minor surgical procedure, which most of us experienced at the age of 8. And as the old joke goes, it took how long until you could walk? So Moshe is both not a young man. I keep doing that. Abraham is not a young man. Abraham is recuperating. And yet, when the mitzvah Hachnasat Orchim presents itself, all of a sudden, Vayimaher, he rushes here, he rushes to Sarah, he rushes to the flocks, he rushes in order to prepare everything, and he doesn't simply trust the preparations of all of it to the servants of his household, which he has in abundance. He feels his personal need to engage and to do it with alacrity. And the Mesilat Yesharim, in commenting on this verse, says the following: Kol ma'aseim shel tzadikim tamid b'mihirut. That if you pay attention to the story, that the pious always act with alacrity. Abraham katuv bo, about Abraham it says, Vayimaher Abraham ha'ohela et Sarai, Vayomer Mari, and he quotes this verse and the beginning of the next one about how Abraham rushes around as we just described. About Rivka it says, Vatzimaher vata'ar kada, that when asked by the servant to provide water, she quickly lowers her jug and begins to draw water for the servant and for all of the people who are traveling and for all of the camels. V'chein amru b'midrash, and then he quotes a midrash, V'timaher ha'isha milamed shekol ma'aseim shel tzadikim b'mihirut. And he brings this midrash, which again asserts this idea that the pious always act with alacrity. V'tera'aya sheha'adam asher telahet nafsho ba'avodat boro v'dai shelo yitatzel ba'asiyat mitzvotav. That it is reflective of the fact that a person who is passionate in their service for God will in fact always rush to do mitzvot when they present themselves. That the opportunity triggers an almost automatic and immediate response. Ela tiyet tnuotav tnuot ha'esh hamihira. In fact, his actions are almost like a fire. You know, a fire that really moves rapidly. Ki misha yimaher et tnuato hachitzona bishat maseh hamitzvah. That someone who externally acts with alacrity in order to perform a mitzvah, hu gorem shetava'er bo tnuato hapnimit kamochen, that the external enthusiasm that one demonstrates begins to become internalized and affect how we look at and approach our lives. That the enthusiasm, the excitement, the sense of eagerness to serve God will not only become an external quality, but will become internalized, and that will drive us in our daily practice. The imit naheg betnuat averav bidut gam tnuat rucha tishka v'tichbeh. And that the reverse is true, that if one acts with lethargy, if one says, kimich nicht ein, kimich morgen, if I'll get there when I get there, it doesn't matter, then not only will their external behaviors be perceived as being lethargic, but it weighs down the very fabric of their soul. And that if you look out in the world around us, that's what we see. We see people who are engaged and passionate and enthusiastic in what they do, and you feel their zeal and their excitement and their enthusiasm, and it draws you. And at the same time, we see people who are uncommitted to what they're doing, whether it's in their work or in other aspects of their lives. And that too, you can see the heaviness, the weight that it seems to carry, that they seem to carry, and they don't have that passion. And so what the Mesilat Yesharim is really doing is using Abraham and the others that he references as a model. That, yes, I'm not sure that Abraham at that moment was in prime condition, but the opportunity presented itself, and his natural enthusiasm for the doing of this mitzvah just burst through, and he forgot about being 99 years old, and he forgot about being in recuperation mode. This filled him with energy. And for us, the model that the Mesilat Yesharim is suggesting is that, yes, we can look at the performance of mitzvot as tasks, as burdens, or we can look at them as incredible opportunities that are remarkably energizing.